Little man had been at the vet's for 2 days, and I had nipped into the vet's just to pick up some medication, and I just asked them, I was like, how's Dozer doing? You know, I hadn't really heard a lot. I knew that he wasn't great, but I knew he was still alive. And I asked, is there a chance I can see him? And they said, yeah, no problem. And I went to the waiting room, and they brought him out, and I could not believe the difference in him. I mean, the vet that brought him out basically said, God, he doesn't look too good. And I was like, are you kidding? He looks 1,000% brighter than what he did. He was trying to stand up, his eyes were open, he was vocal. So I snapped a couple of photos of him so that I could bring it back and show the keepers and show the staff that, wow, look, he's still going. And it was at that point that I had hope again, because when I had dropped him off, he was so flat that, you know, I had given up on him. They had put this super cute knitted jumper on him to obviously help keep him warm. And it was the next morning on Sunday that the vets rang me up in the morning, and they were like, please can you come and pick up this calf? He is running around the vet practice, begging for milk and headbutting everyone, and we just need you to take him away now, please. And I just couldn't believe it. I mean, you just, you know, that was like the third, fourth occasion now that he was being on death's door, and he just pulled through so strong. So, you know, I went along to the vets and picked him up and brought him back with his little wee jumper, and, you know, we haven't looked back since. Are you getting up? Come on then. Come on, kiddo. What are you doing? Whilst he had been at the vet's, he had lost quite a bit of weight. He'd dropped back down to 10 kilos, and which is understandable because obviously his milk intake was incredibly low. So our mission was to get him to put more weight on, and it wasn't very long before he wouldn't fit in his little jumper anymore, and we had a little waterproof jacket for him. Shoot with him.
So Dozer's got to the point now where he's actually trying to nibble grass and things for himself, so we're kind of taking our cues from him a little bit too, as to when he might want to start trying some solid food. So this is some calf starter pellet. It's basically my first solid food for cows. It's tiny little pellets just to help him take them in, but as you can see, he's more interested in play than eating right now. Are you going to take some? Oh, good boy. A bit more of a nibble than us. So he's so used to feeding from the bottle because that's all he's known. Nibbling food with his lips isn't really something that he knows what to do yet, so he's got to learn. So we're just kind of letting him suck on our hand and placing the pellets there, and he might just take a few in. And then once he feels them in the back of his mouth, he actually starts chewing them, and instinct kicks in, and he starts trying to eat them. Go on. Got some. So if he was a normal calf, if he'd been born at the right time and was a lot bigger and stronger, then we'd start him on milk, and after about a week and a half to 2 weeks you would start trying them on solid food to start the weaning process. But this little guy, he was definitely not capable of eating anything solid from 2 weeks on. So it's been about 7 weeks now, and he's only just trying to nibble grass and pellets as well. But as you can see, he's not really into that. Whoops, come on. I'm embarrassed now. What about this? You're ready for a nap, aren't you? about 8 o'clock at night, and it's time for Dozer's third feed of the day. He's down to 3 feeds now. Each feed he's taking around 1,300 ml, so he's up to about just under 4 litres a day. And he's 6.5 weeks old, coming up 7 weeks old. This morning he was 17.2 kilos, so he's feeding a lot better. So Dozer is almost at his should have been born day, as we're calling it, which is basically the day when we expected Martha to give birth to him. And he's doing so well. It's quite amazing, really, thinking back to what a roller coaster it's been. We've had some real lows with this little guy, but this morning he was running around the grass, having a great time, feeding so well that you kind of forget a little bit about all of that, and we're just focusing on the positives now. So when Dozer was born, he was just a tiny 8.4 kilos, which is shocking to think about now. He's almost 20 kilos now, which is unbelievable, but he's actually still quite a bit lower than what he should have been when he should have been born. Now Dozer is going from strength to strength. We really hope that he's out of the danger zone and that we're going to have this lovely little bull forever in the zoo. So we're really excited about seeing him grow up even more and be a really lovely character that people want to come and see, and that we get to have lots of fond memories of rearing him and see what a great little bull he's turned into.
Yeah, he's really cute, absolutely adorable, full of personality, just bombs around. He's just adorable, dead cheeky, yeah, dead sweet.
It's amazing. He's so big and so fluffy now. I honestly didn't think I'd see it.
So yeah, we're very happy, but it is quite a surprise.
I think Dozer's going to be extremely popular. I mean, Highland cows are popular anyways, and obviously with Dozer being so premature, one of the things that ourselves and the vets are really keen to see is whether or not he's going to be a full-size cow or if he's going to be like a bit of a, a miniature. I think he's going to be a handful. Any hand-reared animal who's so confident with people is going to be a little bit tricky to manage. But we'll have the facilities in place that will be able to home him, and he's going to be loved for his entire time here. He's going to stay at the zoo for his life. So this is something that we don't normally do at the zoo, which is celebrate birthdays that often. But this Friday, the 24th at 11 a.m, we are getting Dozer out for his big unveiling, and it's on his should have been born birthday. It's his estimated birthday. He's going to be just over 8 weeks old, and it's a perfect time to announce him and let people actually come and see him. Just to remind you that he's not on show yet, simply because he is still so tiny and he's still living not quite independently yet. So we're just going to wait until he gets a little bit older, and then he'll be out living on show. For now, we'll set up like a little enclosure for him so that people will get the opportunity to see him on a daily basis, but please bear in mind that we will do what's best for him. And if you do want to see him, come along this Friday at 11 a.m. and you actually get to see him on his little birthday.